I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your lunch. My name's Jim Nix. I'm here with Terry Corbin, and we are at the Saville Curling Center for the Saville Grand Prix, brought to you by Curling Stadium, Edmonton. And we should have a pretty good one here, Terry. We got a team at 2-0 and a team, Kay Cameron, having to kind of put a win on the board. She's sitting at 0-2 and in some danger.
Yeah, a little shocked that Kate and her team are 0-2, but it's never too late to get on that winning track and see what you can make of it.
Yeah, we had her first game against Anderson, and they certainly played well, with the exception of really one end. And
yes.
Yeah, things went south on them in one end. But anyway, so we're here. So you will notice that we do have Kaitlyn Law's team, but we don't have Kaitlyn Laws, as she's at home awaiting the arrival of her second child, I think it is. And
yes,
in her place today, we have Becca Hebert. And what we're anticipating a little different lineup today, Terry.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. I just made the assumption that Negevin moves up to skip, and Peterman moves up to vice, and Becca will slip in the second position.
Yeah, that looks like what it'll be for sure. These guys have a little experience with this situation, so a few of them have gone through the child rearing days in the last couple of years. So
yeah, a lot of the women's teams that we constantly see week in and week out have started families and required some time off.
Yeah, they try as best they can to schedule things so that they don't miss too much curling, I think, or at least not the important part of curling. And for the most part, it works out pretty well, but things can't always go exactly when you're planning these things. So yeah. So we got to start here. We just have a few rocks down the sheet. Both teams playing just the wide open hit first end here. Looks like Negevin will have hammer here in the first. Yeah, Kate Cameron she had lost that first game that we had to Anderson. I believe that was 7-6, and then lost to Plett yesterday. I haven't seen the Plett team, and lost to them 5-3.
Well, I mean, as you said, I mean, the team played well against Anderson, but just one end, things went sideways. We had a miss at the third position on her first rock. That would be Taylor McDonald, and then Kate flashed that attempt to make of a double, and they were hanging a crooked number on the board.
Yeah, exactly. Kaitlyn Law's results are she defeated Kayla McMillan, who we saw McMillan yesterday, and despite the score, it's a pretty good looking team too. They did defeat Kayla 5-4, and they've defeated what I think is going to take a crack at this, and I think it's Guy Gao. Certainly the last name is pronounced Gao, from Beijing, China, defeated her 8-2. So hence they have a 2-0 record. And we don't have a definitive definition or explanation yet on how the playoffs are working on the ladies' side, because it's an unbalanced kind of number of teams and divisions, but we will find that out hopefully, if not in this game, hopefully before our next broadcast.
Yeah, they had 22 teams in this event for the women, which is a good field, and many of the teams that continually play and are looking for points are here. So yeah, should be good spiel all in all.
Yeah, I would think so. So once again, we're just going up and down the sheet. We're just trying to fill in some information for you here while we go through a pretty basic first end and little out turn hit.
Yeah.
Negative.
Right on the beak. Minus a foot roll.
Yeah. Well, it's a big beak. We just yeah. Little beaks and big beaks, and that's a big beak, that one. So.
And I see our technical and production crew have got my little rocks up there where I like them, so I can stay on top and don't have to count.
Yeah, that's a good.
I appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. I really do.
So another nose hit. If nothing else, the teams are building their percentages for the game in this end. Everybody's made pretty much everything, as you would expect in this style of an end. And like Jocelyn Peterman throwing third stones today. Jocelyn normally the second stone thrower. Going hard to make this one curl. Going to get a piece. We'll just get enough to get it out. You referred to an announcer's curse yesterday, and we just about did the same thing here. I just about did the same thing on that shot.
Yeah, we're going to get known for that.
Yeah. Oh, well. Got to be known for something.
That's right. That's right. Now, Jim, if you're scoring that at home, I mean, is that a half shot? If you were scoring it at a 4, for instance, would you give that a 2? Or because she made it go away, you give her a 3? Like, how would you score that?
I would score that 2. I try to sort of stay to what I think is the definition of the points, but I still believe, for me, there's a lot of subjectivity in scoring, and that shot right now versus that shot later might be completely different. If you're hitting that to sit 2 in the 7th and you're down 2 or something, and you roll out on that, I have a hard time making that a half shot. I have a hard time giving 2 points for that. So,
right.
Same as here, almost. It's almost like it didn't really matter, but at the same time, I just think generally when you hit and roll out that going to be a half shot, they're going to have to work on getting this one to hit it too. Looks like she's going to get it over, but again, not by a lot.
But enough to stay.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was going to stay either.
No, I didn't. It just looked like it was out there a little bit. But anyway, it worked out fine. So I don't know, Terry, what do you think on that scoring sort of question that we were chalking?
Yeah, I've had many, I guess, discussions that have led to arguments. Because I've seen some statistics and I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm watching the same game you are, and he's not playing that well. And so we've got into some pretty in-depth scoring discussions. And just like you said, I mean, in the first end, the last discussion I was having about this, the individual I was having the discussion said, well, she hit it and made it go away. So now you can't penalize her for not making the shot. Yeah. And I said, penalized? Like, who's penalized? We're giving her 2 points. Yeah. No. I mean, she made the shot. She gets 4 for that. And I said, 4? No way. And so then the comeback was, well, you have to give her at least 3.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay. Like, so does it change, like, as you said, in the, 8th end or the 7th end, where you, in my opinion, make a half a shot, you get 3. Like, when, as you mentioned, you could be playing a shot to sit multiple counters, and you hit and roll out and give the other team a huge advantage. And yeah, it was an interesting discussion, to say the least. I think that's one of those discussions that we have to agree to disagree.
Yeah, it's it's even, you go a little further and you say, well, in a Skip's last shot, if he's hitting against 2 and he hits and rolls out and gives up a point, does he still get a half a shot or does he not, or hurt?
Right.
Yeah. And maybe that situation is in the last end and he has to hit and stay, or he or she has to hit and stay to win, and they hit and roll out, instead they lose. Well, it's hard to give a half shot. So scoring is interesting, but I think there's more subjectivity in it than people like to say there is. It's but it's very interesting. Anyways, I think at the end of the day, probably everybody ends up more or less around the same points that you get, no matter what system you use. So
Yeah, and the whole, because I would bring up things like, so they didn't sweep it, so it didn't end up in the right spot. Like, so
yeah,
whose fault is that? The thrower, and I mean, and I think Jerry's a good one to have a discussion with uh, around this, because the last one I saw, there was, this whole idea of degree of difficulty
yeah,
factored into it. So, and I do not know how that gets determined. So, but that
yeah,
was something that was brought in and introduced to the
yeah.
scoring. And
Nor do I, and I know that even when you talk about sweeping, there are some systems that incorporate that in for sure, and it can get pretty detailed for sure. So Selena Negative now will throw here, attempt to blank this first end. I just want to make sure I had the right team here when I was talking. We got talking about the other. So Selena's got last shot. She's going to play to hit this and roll out. And when she rolls out, we're going to give her 4 points for that because it was on purpose.
well, there would be a classic example. Like, you called a hit and roll out, and she beaks it, like she, like, stays for a counter.
Yeah.
Is that a 4? Is that a 3? Or is that a 2? Like, I don't know.
For sure. We'll hash it out over the break. So after one end of play here, we've got a no score between Laws and Cameron. And we will go to the second end as soon as we return.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Don't forget your brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on up. Okay, well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just flower throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Tells you the story.
Yeah. So we are back, and over the break, we sorted out almost everything there is to need to know about stats, Terry. We found out that when you're first kind of getting into stats, you follow a template and you follow it religiously, and you go by the word of the book sort of thing. As you're into it a little longer and you moved up in the, what would you call it, the statisticians' rankings or abilities, then you get far more nuances enter into it. And that's right from Jerry Gertz, who knows everything about everything with this stuff. So thanks, Jerry. And Terry, I guess we get back to the curling game now. Hopefully we
Yes, now that we've solved that problem.
Yeah. So Kate Cameron did retain hammer. Or sorry, Selena Negevin did retain hammer with that blank end in the first end. So far, we have a similar style end. as in the first.
Yep.
That rock is going to take the yellow out when it gets there. It's frozen up a little bit, so
Yeah. But yeah, no, Jerry's the guy to have a conversation with about statistics. He's a big baseball guy too, so
yeah.
I learned I don't argue with Jerry around
No,
baseball stats.
no, I don't even. Yeah, no, I'm a very impressive person when it comes to this kind of stuff. So it's been a long time too. I've been referring to Jerry Gertz for a long time now on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, we got lots of time to talk about Jerry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is a 10-sheeter, so we have lots of games going on, and now where I see the video has resurfaced, and we're back on live stream.
Yeah, and we do. So we can see that the Negative did throw up a corner guard, so she's ready to mix it up a little bit. Kate Cameron going to throw up a center guard here. There's a little bit of a debate too about when you don't have Hammer going around corner guards. We always kind of used to say you just don't chase around corners, and so sometimes that's a question when you in this position. And do you go around the corner, for example? That's a defensive move where you already have one on the T line on the other side. Yeah, Kate's decided no, she'd like to go with the center guard, which is probably the more normal call.
Yeah, I think part of it too is like just knowing your opponent. Now these two teams would have played each other several times over the course of the last couple seasons. I do know there are some skips that even without the hammer, the opposition throws the corner guard up, and they try and choke off the path to the T line by going to the 8-foot around the corner guard.
Yeah.
That certainly isn't the way I grew up learning the game. I get what the concept is for those teams that do that. I know that for me, I wanna have an out around something that I can get where I can get to the 4-foot.
Exactly. So anyway, the draw around the corner guard was pretty good. Just went a little bit too deep.
Yeah.
And you will see now that Cameron will opt to draw down towards the yellow and sit on top of it probably.
Yeah, good shot.
And that pretty much eliminates that yellow stone. So just by going too deep, it changes the situation for Selena. She still has the corner guard to work with. And I would imagine we'll attempt to use that here.
Yeah, it seems like kind of the shot to play.
Yeah.
This is also too like how you build an end. I think for a lot of new curlers, they want to say, well, why wouldn't you hit the shot rock? It's wide open. Well, part of that is it's wide open.
Yeah.
Right now, and certainly team laws is really at this point in the end not playing to score 1, they're playing to score 2.
That's right. Yeah, that in itself really is the main reason why she's not going to hit that shot rock. She doesn't really want to play around that center. She rolls to the center. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good thing.
Cameron calling for back 8-foot weight. She'd like to jiggle them up a little bit, maybe get a better angle.
Yeah, they are working their way up so that they're pretty much going to be above the T line here.
Yep.
On this one or the next one, which should be beneficial for Negavan. or camera. Probably good for either team, really. But
Yeah.
this one's going to have to move a little bit. They're trying to get it off that guard.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to make it around there, and it will.
Yep. Yep.
Tiny bit heavy. Would have preferred to hit that, stay right on the nose, but still
Mhm.
not bad. Everything's for Cameron. Everything's still going to be behind the tee line here.
Yeah. Now Negevin looks like she's gonna play that one that's just biting the 4 on the wing there.
Yeah. Taking a long time to call this shot.
Yeah. I mean, just when you look at the situation, it looks like a natural shot. Little out turn hit. Trying for the roll.
Johnson Peterman. It's going to be good.
Over top.
Didn't roll a little too far.
Rolled over top.
Yeah, going to be an interesting next few rocks on this end.
Mhm.
Bunched together. Cameron's still sitting 1. Should have asked Harold McDonald to play the probably pretty much nose hit here.
Yeah, I mean they're not calling a lot of weight. I think they feel they can manage this. I think if I just guessing, it looked like she got that pointed in the direction of the rock instead of a clean release. And yeah, she did. Yeah, I thought she got that pointed. Looked like she was sliding a little bit outside the broom, and then just got it pointed back into the broom. It curled more than they would have wanted.
Yeah, and that's what usually happens there when you do that. The sweepers aren't quite as effective for you as they would be when you throw it straight, because the rock is just coming from a different spot. So sweepers can't really back it up. They can hold it, but they can't hold it if it's going the wrong direction. So, yeah, I think you did right on that, and I think that's really what happened. So Peterman and Negevin now talking about what do they do.
Yeah, as yellow, I mean, I can see the problem that she sees if she comes down and just noses that. It might leave a nice little pocket for Cameron to come down in, and then you're really not going to get that thing out of there.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, you're gonna probably be behind the tee line with whatever you throw here, unless you do that. Everybody involved in this call a little bit.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this is now going to be about what you leave. Not. I think. I'm not clear on the actual specific call. I'm just going to guess they're playing a heavy draw. They won't mind. Yeah, they won't mind if they go off the yellow and roll into the middle. So I think the call is a heavy draw, Jim.
Yeah, and she's coming from. They haven't really gone this way much, so we'll see how we get along.
Yeah. There it starts to curl.
It's pretty good shot. We've got Cameron with shot rock still, but it's looking a little lonely in there for that shot rock.
Yeah, it really is. Interesting now that we're down to skips rocks. I mean, at the start of the end, and people can see how ends grow and build. Certainly, Laws was not interested in playing this end for one, and she's got some rocks in play. Um, some of them are in real good spots.
Yeah.
So this is kind of one of those shots that can really make an end or diffuse an end.
Yeah, it's the outturn hit for Cameron, and there's not. And when I look at this shot, there's not a lot of good places to have the shooter end up. To be honest, unfortunately, if you hit it on the nose, it leaves a fairly simple double on the reds, I believe, and you can't really roll inside, and you don't want to roll outside. So it's a tough shot. Tough to get this in a really good spot. We'll see how
It
she
is, yes. And with that yellow locked on pretty much on the red and the 12, I mean, certainly has potential for a big end here.
Yeah. So
they're really working this hard. They got to go hard. They got to go real hard.
Let me get by that top one.
But you know what? They got it through that hole, and now that yellow rock is on the back of the 8-foot and a possible catcher. That may have turned out much better than anticipated.
Yeah.
Has potential for a big end here.
Yeah. So
they're really working this hard. They got to go hard. They got to go real hard.
Let me get by that top one.
But you know what? They got it through that hole and
catcher.
Yeah, the worst part, it leaves a double, and the red one is going to get released.
Well, exactly. Yeah. It didn't turn it. They got a little bit fortunate, but it didn't turn out wonderful. They certainly are.
That's right. Yeah.
Just a little bit of a shot here. Not an easy shot for Selena, but type of shot that she would be used to playing, and she just has to get down here and make contact on the high side of the stone, and she'll be sitting 3 or 4 when she's done, which is never a good thing for Kate Cameron.
Yeah. Well, when I first saw that, I thought that one that she poked through the hole, I thought that was going a little further, but it hung on in a real good position for Team Laws.
Yeah.
Big shot here.
Selena Negevin. She's throwing a little weight at this. She's actually playing off her own, I think.
Yep, she is. She's got it. Well, she didn't move it as far as she wanted, but she does sit too.
Yeah, really solid weight. Yeah, good shot. Selena Negevin. She's throwing a little weight at this. She's actually playing off her own, I think.
Yep, she is. She's got it. Well, she didn't move it as far. Yeah.
And definitely an easier shot to at least make partially for sure, because the other shot was like an all or nothing. If you try to go by and just pick the yellow or pick the red, rather, you'd have to throw a little bit more control type weight and all that stuff. Kate Cameron has a chance to at least get out of a big pickle here.
Yeah, she's opted for some type of hit. I don't know what weight she's looking at. Based on the ice, I would think it's not going to be a bomb, that's for sure. But would you ever consider, Jim, just kind of playing it a little cuter and quieter? And I mean, if you make the nose, then fine. If you don't and chap off, you would at least maybe not roll very far, and you'd leave Kate or sorry, Kate. I was going to say Kaitlyn, but um, Kaitlyn's not here today. Um, you would leave
Yeah.
Nevin, Negevin
Negative, yeah.
with shot rock, but see, I think that's a pretty good shot.
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
it turned into a pretty good shot too. And to what you were saying too, Terry, I think that was also good. I think if she had decided to go at that a little bit lighter, maybe she might have even been able to flop inside. And
hmm
but that way it would have taken a gutsy call. But Selena could possibly go at this with the same kind of weight she just threw and try to make the double still.
I think that's the call, Jim. I
Yeah,
think she's playing the double all day.
yeah,
This could be for 4.
yeah. I mean, you already have one in the bank, so no matter what happens here, you're scoring. And I think it's I think it's worth the risk.
Yeah, me too. Think you play this all day for 4. Four's getting a 4 doesn't come up every day.
No, it sure doesn't. Kate might start seeing 4s in her dreams, though, if she gets another one here.
hmm
So Selena Negevin throwing the out turn.
And this
Kind of
this has
curl.
got a curl.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Don't think she's going to get
I
over
think
there.
she
She
gets
does
her
it.
2,
Yeah. So
which
pretty good shot.
ultimately, it's what you set out to do.
Yeah, exactly. And pretty good shot there by Selena Negevin. It was, certainly trying to get 4, and 4 is way better than 2, but still she got her deuce, like you say. That's what she would have started the end hoping to get. So 2-0 for Kaitlyn Lawes' team, skipped by Selena Negevin this weekend after 2 ends of play here at the Saville Grand Prix.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saville Curling Center, the Saville Grand Prix, part of the Curling Stadium Edmonton production. 2-0 lead for Selena Negevin after 2 ends of play. Selena on the verge of breaking that one open the last end, though.
That was a good end by Team Lawes.
Yeah, they were very patient. They didn't worry about getting shot rock early and maneuver things around enough to have a chance at a big end, and still managed to get there too. So Negevin goes to the 4-foot with the first shot. Corner guard goes up for Kate Cameron, and now the Negevin team will try to throw tight guard on this, like to get over to the center line, and she will. As we mentioned, this is the Kaitlyn Laws squad, skipped by Selena Negevin this weekend. Okay, Cameron's going to play the freeze here to the one in the top 8 foot.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely like to see Kate and her team go around the corner guard that they threw up, but they've chosen this route to try and generate a little bit of offense.
Needstone, McKenzie, Elias. Just a touch heavy. Can be a cruel game sometime. You just a shot that really, realistically, is probably about 4 inches heavy and rolls off, and you don't get really anything that you were hoping to get on that shot, but you do force a hit.
And that's kind of why I like going around the corner guard. I mean, there you have a little bit more forgiveness in terms of a rock placement. And when you look at the result there, you know, that was so close to being a very good shot. The weight was perfect for the most part. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, it hit half a rock and, you know, rolls out or rolls off, sorry. And, you know, it really allows Team Laws to hit, and as the end result was there, roll under that guard, and now Kate's, you know, playing extremely defense now.
Yeah, she's kind of, the rocks in position in the house in such a way that they're always going to be a problem. So Cameron's decided to try to get rid of that, and hoping that she hangs around on the other corner. Maybe not going to curl too much, but should get something into the house. So not all bad. Selena's going to get rid of it, or thinking about getting rid of at least one of these corner guards.
Yeah, those are, you know, for all intents and purposes, potential control rocks. Yeah, I know I always like to control the top of the house, or at the very worst, where, you know, the just really tight guards, something that you can use later on in the end.
And that's the shot that Selena has called here, is really just a top 12, just on or just off kind of guard shot. Don't want to be much more than biting the 12 foot with this, though. It worked out okay. Protected the one in the 4 foot. Case now going to try to play the takeout, and with a little bit of optimism, trying to get the redstone maybe to roll on the rings, or at least hang around behind the other corner guard. I don't think it can roll on the rings.
Yeah, I mean, certainly another shot that's available is kind of the in-turn, you know, kind of board weight hit on the yellow one that was just thrown, and try and roll it over for a corner guard and maybe even onto the rings.
That's correct. So gradually looking a little better for the Cameron team, though. Right now you've got, you know, it's not perfect, but you've got a corner guard to work with. The guard that's closest to the house is yours. So maybe a little opportunity kind of pops its way up here in a minute. Jocelyn Peterman. In the third stone.
That gives Kate an opportunity to run one of those control stones into the yellow one on the forefoot. It's not a real long run, but it's still a run back.
That's correct. Cameron team needs to make a shot here.
Yeah.
It looks like it's over curling.
Yeah, they needed to get on that a little bit sooner. That's, in my opinion, that's a sweeping error. But again, luck goes into those things. Like you have to know, if it's up weight, down weight. We have no idea because we don't have the gal's mic, but it may have been a case of, Cameron thought there was a little bit more weight on that.
Well, I know from our angle we could see that moving too far pretty early. So, anyway, yeah, we'll have to do a little better than that if they're going to get their themselves back in this game. So another guard going up for the Laws team. Jocelyn Peterman throwing this one and does the job pretty much perfectly. Cameron's probably going to play some kind of another run. Certainly not an end that you'd like to be playing when you're down 2-0 with Hammer and you're pretty much playing the whole end, chasing the opportunity to get one rock out of the house.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing those run backs to, change an end around, I mean, really, you have to kind of execute.
Better, yeah. Taylor McDonald. This might work out, though.
This is
there
close.
You go, and that's perfect.
Yep.
Just the way we drew it up.
Yes.
That was a really nice shot.
When you're playing those run backs to, change an end around, I mean, really, you have to kind of execute.
Better, yeah. Taylor McDonald. This might work out, though.
This is
there
close.
You go, and that's perfect.
Yep.
Just, yeah. yeah.
Oh, dear.
Should be sitting too. I don't know what they did with that other rock, but anyway. But that certainly changes this. Lots for Selena to work with here as far as getting another rock in and being shot rock completely buried. But at least for Kate Cameron, for now, it looks a whole lot better than it did a minute ago.
Yeah, for sure. In-turn draw. Looking for a piece of the forefoot above the tee line.
Weaver's just going gently on this. The weight must be close.
Looks a tad bit heavy.
And it is. And all of a sudden, Kate Cameron has a chance to sit 2, buried behind the guards, and put a lot of heat on Selena on her last one.
Yeah, this would force Team Laws into little bit more difficulty on their last rock. If Kate can get this around top 4, top button, I guess, would also be acceptable.
Yeah, I think you have a chance if you can put this in the exact right spot. Like you say, I'm thinking just far enough that if she were to freeze to you, you'd still be sitting 2. Then I don't know. Selena would have a tough shot on her next one to not give you a chance at 3.
Yeah, and I think if you could walk it down, and that's exactly what you would do, Jim. You'd make it so that if she froze to that rock that's going to be thrown right here by Kate, you know, you couldn't outcount by freezing. You couldn't outcount the one that's currently shot rock.
Right.
This is a real sweeper's call. You don't want to get back behind the tee line and
No, definitely not.
breaks. And there you can see if she comes, you know, to the face of that, which is the call. You know, yes, she's going to be sitting 1, but 2 is going to be much more difficult because they're going to have to draw the side of the 4-foot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was just heavy enough that the sweepers couldn't do anything with it either, as far as getting it even just a little bit more buried, and just really just a couple feet. You know, if you want to consider you could have swept a little bit more, even if you say she's 2.5 feet heavy, it was almost perfect.
Yeah, that was kind of there pretty much on its own.
Yeah. So the final rock at the end for Selena Negevin.
This is busting pretty hard. They're going to get it by the looks of it.
Get by. She might end up with shot rock here. Yeah,
I was going to say that wouldn't this be something?
not quite, but I don't know if that would have worked or not, Terry. But it did look like if it's seen by that red one a little bit, it might end up with shot rock. That wouldn't almost been unfair, I think, to the Cameron team. But
the good news for Team Cameron was at least it was curling away from the button.
Exactly. Yeah.
But she certainly shrunk the scoring area.
Yeah.
Because now Kate's going to have to get a piece of that button, and I know from where she's sitting, she cannot see any of it.
No. Just, I don't know if this will feel like this one might overcurl a little bit on you. She has to get just basically to the side of the red rock.
Sweepers just need to worry about getting it to the tee, and it's the Vice's job to, kind of direct the line here.
A little bit heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good effort by Kate Cameron, but not quite enough to score 2. So after 3 ends of play now here at the Saville Grand Prix, Kaitlyn Laws leading Kate Cameron 2-1. And we will return after the break.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join.
Well, after a very interesting third end, we have a 2-1 game in favor of Kaitlyn Laws. It's last time we had a great shot by Taylor McDonald, a double run back shot sort of thing to set up a possible multiple score for Cameron, and a good shot by Selena Negevin on our last to really make the two very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's hard to say she couldn't capitalize on her opportunity. I mean, capitalizing would have meant an absolutely fantastic shot. She definitely had to have T-line weight, and then the sweepers had to be in a position to judge that weight absolutely correctly. The line call was what was going to dictate a lot of that shot.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of wiggle room there to work with. So, but overall, Cameron was in some big trouble there too. She did escape that. So now she's got to work pretty hard. Down 2-1. That's not a big deficit, but you don't have hammer, and you haven't really done too much yet to kind of feel real good about your situation. But
now, just out of curiosity, Jim, because I looked away for a brief second, did they just not let the Laws rink touch the red rock? Because I didn't see anybody move it back, but I saw they removed the rock.
Oh, I didn't see that either, Terry. I wasn't. I'm guilty of just looking at the scoreboard and everything at the time. So,
Jimmy, we can't both look away now. Come on.
I know.
And I looked away first.
All right. All right, we'll focus here.
I was doing the same as you, as checking out the scores.
Yeah.
Cameron's got a good start to the end.
Yeah, he's got the guard and got one on the top of the button. Nice draw here.
Mm-hmm.
That's Kristen Gordon, who I may have earlier called her Kristen McCush. I think I did the same thing earlier this year, not realizing that she had been married since the last time everybody registered for these events and their names were on the board. So follow this down for Team Cameron. Not Mackenzie. This will be Brianna Cullen. First shot, in this fourth end. This looks pretty good as well. Very nice.
Yeah, very good.
Selena figures, okay, I've got a 2-1 lead. I've got hammer. I don't need to do any more of this for a little bit. I'm going to attempt to peel the guard. It looks fine. Be Becker Hebert.
Yeah, we'll play a little bit of exchange rocks, I think, for the next couple rocks.
Yeah, I think as long as Cameron gets them where she wants them, then Selena will do her best to get rid of them. Pretty good guard. So Selena goes out to remove it. And she does. Cameron with shot rock here, but you have to make these guards perfect because it would take not too much to remove it.
Down to Vice Rocks now.
Yeah. This one's going a little deeper. Don't know if that's real good, but hit this in the right place, Terry. I'm not sure all the reds can't go.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
The angles certainly aren't very good for Cameron.
Chelsea Peterman.
And as you said, Gandhi.
Yeah, didn't quite get it. I was wondering a little bit if you'd be able to get enough on it to get rid of that third one, but unfortunately, that's a big miss at this level. When you're trying to throw guard and you slide right into the rings like that, that's costs you big time sometimes, and probably most of the time, and it's what happened here. So still okay, but she was in a position to perhaps steal a point, and now she's just trying to make sure she doesn't give up more than one. Taylor McDonald with their final rock in the fourth end, and the out-turn double. Looks pretty close.
Yep.
Yeah.
She got it on the nose. She need to hit a little off nose to make
they needed to hold that one out a little bit longer, and getting a little surprised there that a little bit of a sweeping missed call or no call or whatever. So Selena will ask Jocelyn Peterman to hit the one at the back, hit and stick and sit two. She will stay around, and she does.
Yeah, good shot. Good shot.
Tough position for Kate Cameron now. It's, what do you do here? You could play the little run back on your own, I guess, and hope to maybe keep it buried. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, though, really, unless you're going to really throw caution to the wind, it's you're looking at a deuce and hard to prevent it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But a good shot here would certainly make a big difference.
Yeah.
In-turn short raise.
Yeah, it's really got a curl.
There it
goes. It's really trying hard, and she's got it. But she's gonna no longer.
Did remove that one. At least that one did go out. Yeah, she was not looking for exactly that. She was there was a chance there, I think, Terry, of making that shot and having it roll behind the shooter, buried, and that would have been obviously better. But this shot is not not a gimme to get rid of this rock and stay around either without jamming it. So Selena has to be a little bit careful. Take a little less ice. Frantically taking a little less ice. And with the outturn hit, this would be just a normal weight takeout. This one's curling a little. Well, it's curling a lot. She's probably going to hit the back one.
Yeah.
She does. Not very much. I'm assuming she wanted to hit that a little on the higher side
High
than
side,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so not really very much ice for that kind of weight. She only had a couple inches of ice. Reminded me of my third for 20 years. Used to, when I say a little bit more, he'd give me, I don't know, 8 inches more every time. And now this year, all of a sudden, I can't hardly get him to move the broom at all. Weird. Just like, Mark, give me a little more. It's like, well, I got to be able to see it. I know my eyes aren't as good as they used to, but I got to see the broom move at least. So Kate Cameron now with a chance to at least force Selena Negevin into taking one. And if you made this really good, it could make that last shot interesting. But you gotta flirt with the back one a little bit, I think. So she may not want to do that. She might want to just make sure it goes out and she stays in the house somewhere and sitting 3 rather than taking a chance of jamming it.
Yeah, 3/4 high. I mean, you would think that it's not a bullet. It would stay. They're going to have to really go hard to make sure that they don't get to the nose.
This is going to do exactly what I thought, though. So that's perfect. In my opinion, that's perfect.
Yep,
and
it is.
Yeah, another inch roll might have been even more perfect. Can you be perfect and more perfect? I don't know if you can.
I don't know.
Anyway, we'll work on that. So Selena Negevin has decided to draw. No surprise. There's not really an easy hit here to be able to score with. So she's going to play the draw, the in-turn draw to the 4-foot. But she is looking at 3. So a very nice end for Cameron. Force Selena to a 1 here, and still trailing by a couple, but get hammer back for the 5th. Selena Negevin, good player, real good player. I think this one looks pretty good.
Yeah, nobody's panicked, so
no. Right on the back one, probably.
T-line.
Doesn't need to be on the back one. So great shot. Perfect draw by Selena Negevin. And she secures a single point. So after 4 ends of play, Kaitlyn Lawes' team leads Kate Cameron 3-1 here at the Saville Grand Prix at the Saville Curling Center in Edmonton. And we will take a short break and be back for the 5th end.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for.
And we're back where everybody is on break. Each is having a little rest. Everyone else kind of having a drink and a little rest. And a little washroom break, probably. And we're about ready to get back at it. Two teams, Terry, that are on slightly different paths here. And for Kate Cameron, she needs to reverse that soon. Laws is on her way to the playoffs and with a victory, and Cameron is 0-2. And to have any chance of playing on the final day, will have to win both of her last two games.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, while we have a break in the action, I mean, I don't mind telling you and our viewers that I have a lot of excitement looking forward to the Scotties and the Briar. I find February and March, when I was working anyway, certainly some sick days would occur, especially the 3 game days.
Yeah.
So this year the Scotties is in Thunder Bay, and 4 teams have pre-qualified. I think they're pre-qualifying 6, if I'm not mistaken. But right now we know Rachel Holman, Carrie Anderson, Kaitlyn Laws, and Chelsea Carey, who's skipping what was the Jones rink, will be the 4 pre-qualifiers. Looking forward to that. That's always a good field, and of course the Briar's no different. Really good field. I think we have 4. Yeah, we have 4 qualified, pre-qualified for that. Gushu, Brad Jacobs, Mike McEwen, and Matt Dunstone are all punched their tickets. So they're going to be 2 tremendous fields, and there'll be some real good curling take place in Thunder Bay with the Scotties and Kelowna, BC for the men, Briar.
Yeah, Kelowna, BC at that time of year would be a nice spot to be too. It'd probably be getting a lot less like winter than we will still be in at that point. So
yeah, I'll have to make a few phone calls.
All right. Do that.
Who's got a room for rent?
Yeah. So Kate Cameron now trailing by 2. Gonna have to get after it a little bit, and she's starting off by throwing the corner guard on this shot with Mackenzie Elias. After Selena Negan put one on the button. Last team playing pretty well for the most part. A little glitch last time, but managed to not have that matter. So guard going back up for the Laws squad.
Yeah, Kate's team is just struggling a tad bit to get the offense going.
Yeah, it's just not quite there with rock placement, and sometimes you can not play that bad and not get very good results too. It can be a frustrating game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the score is indicative of the skip's ability to make that draw a difficult draw for one and keep the team in the game. And I mean, if we look at the third end there, when Team Cameron scored their one, it certainly was set up for a deuce, but we had Selena Negavan make a great freeze on the shot stone to really cut down the rings and make scoring that extra point really difficult. And of course, Cameron was unable to follow down her first one and grab a piece of the button. It was very close, but again, just missed by a whisker there. And you got one, and you're kind of disappointed in a way, but you know, that's the execution of Negavan that took that away.
Yeah, exactly. So a pretty good draw here to almost corner freeze the one in the house here for Cameron. Going to be removable probably. A little jam that helps her a little bit. So Kaitlyn now ask her second stone, Brianna Cullen. Looking for a little hit inside flop. That might be hard. She might be better off going to the outside and going behind the corner guard. Calling for hack. Well, it was originally hack weight. It might have changed to bumper weight, but
yeah, when she first signaled it, she talked about getting an inside roll. That would be very difficult, I would think.
It does look really hard, and if you don't get it, then you probably set up a double on the two reds. We're going to see. He's got very nice weight here. Sneaking by that guard. Got to get by, and
she's going to get a little inside roll.
That's going to be a great shot.
Wow. And it misses the red going by.
Yeah, terrific shot by Brianna Cullen. The two reds. We're going to see. He's got very nice weight here. Sneaking by that guard. Got to get by, and
she's going to get a little inside roll.
That's going to be a great shot.
Wow. And it misses the red going.
Perfect shot.
Now that would definitely get a 4, Jim.
Yeah, you would. With a little asterisk beside
That's right, yeah.
Later on, you end up scoring multiple points. You say, hey, that was the shot, like the ball guys do when they score games on TV.
That's right, yeah.
So Cameron's sitting shot rock still. Looking for a back 4-foot draw. Back 4, back 8. Around the corner. So a good opportunity here. It's early in the end, but a good situation for the setting up for the Cameron team.
Mm-hmm. I think the key here will be staying on the high side.
Yeah, girls are working hard on this.
Yeah, really got to go to get it in for second shot. And it's not going to get there.
No, not going to get there, and kind of cuts it off a little bit.
Yeah, again, opportunity kind of missed.
Oh, definitely so. Yeah, I would agree 100% on that. It just, you get that around there and get full 8 foot and partially or fully buried, and all of a sudden you're in really good shape. Still not bad. I thought Selena might actually play the run here. I know she doesn't have hammer and all that kind of stuff, but I thought she might go ahead and play that run anyways. Still might.
Yeah, no, you're right. She still may. I kind of like the call in behind, but I think it's a fairly long run back.
Yeah, it looks pretty good on the long view, and it looks like it's 1.5 miles on the overhead. So it's
so true. Right?
Looks a long ways out on that overhead, that's for sure.
Yeah, the long view. You're thinking, why would she even think about that?
Yeah. Oh, so they just came up with a completely different shot.
Yeah, that double. I mean, I looked at it and then I thought, you know what? I'm okay with coming around that and drawn the play into the center.
Well, this would be my third choice out of 3, so I don't know. If she makes it, she'll be in great shape. Just if you hit this a little tiny bit thick and you roll over the top there, then you all you really do is you end up opening up the rock at the back that you could draw to around the corner again. So Jocelyn Peterman, they must feel pretty good about it.
Mm-hmm. This is
going hard.
Yeah, this is close. She's got this.
It's a great shot.
Beauty.
Jocelyn Peterman, just a dandy. She played a great game so far today. Super. Opening up the rock at the back that you could draw to around the corner again. So Jocelyn Peterman, they must feel pretty good about it.
Mm-hmm. This is
going hard.
Yeah, this is close. She's got this.
It's a great shot.
Beauty.
Jocelyn Peterman, just a dandy forward to stay buried behind the guard. So went from Cameron being in decent shape to Cameron being in big trouble.
Yeah, and this is light again by the looks of it.
Taylor's struggling out there today, I think. Yeah, it probably would have been enough weight, Terry. I don't know if she dumped it in there. If
you're right.
They just don't have enough. They just don't have enough ice to make that shot. Because it would have, you got to figure, well, it's at least as far as the yellow. So.
Oh yeah, that's top 4.
Yeah.
Now Jocelyn again, fresh off her great double, is asked to draw. They're working hard on this. This is starting to curl, and they still have room. And if they can get this thing by,
it's going to be short as well.
Yeah.
So once again, Cameron has a decent opportunity kind of handed to her here. If Taylor McDonald can make a nice draw with all the way those rocks are at the front, and make a good draw in here, and it's probably going to be there for the rest of the end.
Yes.
Time for Taylor to make a real good one. She made a real good one a couple hands ago, and she needs another one right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is pretty close.
It's now just, does it sit down and stay shot? I don't think so.
No, I think you're right. No, it's quite a bit too heavy. I thought the way the look of the sweepers kind of fooled me there. I thought it was a little bit better than that. So Cameron in some trouble here now for sure. Selena Negavan will look to play the same shot they just called around it, but above the tee line. Law's team has one game remaining. That should be a dandy. They will be playing Cailey Einerson. In what might be the determining top position in that division. And Kate Cameron actually plays Gao from Beijing. Both teams sitting right now at 0-2. And I don't know how Gao's doing in her game, but Kate has to come back in this one and pull off a win if she's going to have any hope for playoffs. So,
yes.
Becca Hebert on the broom, going hard to get this one by. And you're going to get by, I think.
Yep.
And she does. And stays just a smidge behind the tee line, but heck of a shot for Selena Negavan. Selena's played a good game too. She hasn't really had any. Becca Hebert on the broom, going hard to get this one by. And you're going to get by, I think.
Yep.
And she does. And stays just a smidge behind the knee to at that point. So well done.
Yes.
Kate's going to play a peel or a run back of some sort. I don't know if I love this. I think that I don't know, maybe it'll work. Maybe if you can make it, you can drive it into the yellow and open things up for you. I know the intern come around would be really hard, Terry, but I kind of felt like that would be the shot. Just go around there, try to move it a few inches and be shot rock. And this one's got to turn into a great shot. This one, you got to get rid of at least a couple of rocks or it's of no value at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's on its way.
Jumped on it right away.
Yeah, it's going to overcurl, I think. Never really had a chance, I don't think.
No, unfortunately. I mean, you just look at the degree of difficulty on some of the shots that Kate Cameron's had, like they're off the wall, off the chart.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Then you have a Jocelyn Petterman throwing and making doubles on you and changing ends around. She's obviously no stranger to, big time curling, having played in the Olympics with Jennifer Jones.
Yeah.
In, I believe 2022. 2022.
So it looks like a guard for Selena. I think just a guard on the left side of the sheet as we look at it.
That's what it looks like.
Already sitting 3 or 4, probably.
I think
4
she's sitting 4, yeah.
Yeah.
The one yellow, as we look at it on the right-hand side on the wings, is out counting the back one. And I think the other yellow one behind the T line is also out counting the red one. But that one I wouldn't go to Lotto 649 and make a bet.
No. So the only shot Kate is going to have left by the looks of it here, probably anyway, it's going to be the angle raised takeout on the rock on the far left. So here it comes.
Yeah, would not like my odds of making that one.
No.
And I was going to say, that's not even going to be available if they take that to the...
I don't think they're going to go that deep.
No, they aren't. Jocelyn Petterman looks rather comfy there in that vice position.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I don't know what this call is, Terry, do you?
I have no idea.
I don't see anything that translates into scoring. I can see you getting number 2 somewhere here, but I don't see anything that even has a possibility of a 2. And the one, wherever she's trying to score, the one's going to be pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. She may just be trying to draw down to be second shot. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right by the look of this. Just give up the 1 point. Try again the next
a little warm.
It does. It needs to curl a bunch, and it's not going to.
No,
we're going to have a steal of 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, yeah.
Here in the 5th end for Kaitlyn Lawes' team. And she has a commanding 7-1 lead after 5 ends of play.
And Kate hasn't moved in the last 30 seconds. She's just standing there. I mean, she looks like she doesn't know kind of what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, I think they can see, and we expected almost here as we were waiting there, that Kate Cameron has conceded in this one. So Laws will procure a 7-1 victory over Kate Cameron, or 7-1 victory over Kate Cameron, and move on to face Carrie Einerson later this evening, quite a bit later this evening, and look to secure a spot as the top team in her division. So and Kate will play Gao from Beijing later on today, and would love to finish off the weekend at least with a win, I think. So anything else on this one, Terry?
No, I think the scoreboard kind of sums up the game, really. Kaitlyn, our team Kaitlyn Laws, skipped by Selena Negevin. They were by far the better team, and Kate has struggled, and I think I said this the last game we did of Kate Cameron's. They've had trouble getting rocks where they needed them. When opportunities existed, they got it into the house, but didn't get it, into a second shot or shot, depending on the situation. And they really have struggled with draw weight. It just have not had their A game, and as a result, I mean, they're 0-3.
Yeah. So we'll let you know that there are other games to watch, certainly on Curling Stadium Edmonton this weekend. We'd love you to like and subscribe to our channel, as it helps us out a lot and enables us to hopefully continue to bring you top curling from around the country. And for Jim Nix, for myself and Terry Corbin, we'll sign off for now from the Saville Curling Center and the Saville Grand Prix here in Edmonton, Alberta.
Good afternoon.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.